finishing up. These are some carrot seeds. I'm letting this one go to seed because these carrots are the best carrots I've ever grown. And if you grow your own seeds, you're going to have carrots. Now, we live on a very small lot. It's less than a quarter of an acre, so we can't begin to grow our own food. We grow supplemental food. Tomatoes are doing pretty good over here. But I'm all about growing at least my salad because I've been watching some interesting information regarding how our produce is treated, and also something about genetically modified produce. Unessa TV has a really good one out recently that I would recommend people tune into. But I definitely want to eat my own salad that I grow, and I'll eat whatever else God helps us put out here on these trees. My husband, I was talking to him about this apple here because I find that kind of alarming. We haven't had this happen so far. The birds don't usually mess with the apple tree, but this is a pretty big chompers got onto this here. So he thinks it's a rabbit. So I'm actually going to put one of these little things around it. Of course, if you know anything about rabbits, if they can get their head through it, they can get through it. They're adorable, but not so unlike rats. But taking off some of the foliage today, any bad foliage. Ooh, look, our green beans are about to produce. That's pretty awesome. These only have a chance early in the summer because once it's hot, green beans will not grow out here. But anything that I take off the plants, like leaves that bugs got, it goes in the compost bin. I'm gonna try to keep our compost going year round here. We do have 2 smaller bins, as somebody pointed out, but we can make compost, and with the heat, we have heat about 9 months. Not only about 3 months of it is pretty intense, but might as well keep that compost going. But oh, look at these pomegranates. It's going to be a good year for these pomegranates. I would say the things that we have the greatest success with is the fruit trees because they grow straight up. It's not like you need a lot of space for these fruit trees. They need some space, but again, they're growing straight up. Everything we have, almost everything we have. Ooh, this one's looking really nice right here. Look at that. That's beautiful. Almost everything we have is self-pollinating. The only exception is our pistachios. The pistachio does have to ooh, what is that? Ooh, that's one of those nasty bugs. Yep, my husband's coming home. I got a job for him. If you're watching, ooh, I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of nasty bug that is. I don't think that's the ones. I can't tell if that's the flat, leaf-footed, whatever. I'm careful with bugs here because some of them are poisonous. I don't think that one's poisonous, but it looks kind of scary. We'll let Mr. Painter deal with that. But look at these pomegranates. These are so pretty. And you get to enjoy the flowers too, but it's looking like a lot of these are going to set on. And you can see the apples are definitely setting on here. Look at that. I'm going to put something around it, try to protect it from whatever. Maybe put some net around that cage because, yeah, unfortunately a rabbit could put its head through there, and they can get their head through it. They're going through. Let's look at our grapefruit. Oh, this is so exciting. This put on entirely too much grapefruit, and it self-selected and dropped. But when they start getting bigger like this, the odds are pretty high that these ones, look at these. These ones are probably going to stay on there. Let's see if we got some more down here. Oh yeah, there's another one down here. I wonder about on this other side. Let's see if we got anything going over here on this side. Oops, I just bumped one off. It was probably gonna fall off anyway. There we go. Okay, and this mandarin hasn't produced anything yet, but it takes time for trees to be mature. And this is our newest apple, and we've had this for 4 years, I would say. And this is the first year that it flowered, and look right here. It's making some apples in here. You know what I like about this tree? This one is growing like a real tree upright. So apples aren't going to get eaten by rabbits on this tree. Let's see what else we can find in here. It's kind of like a treasure hunt, right? Looking to see if there's any more fruit setting on. Oh, there's one. There's another one right there. Can you see it? Well, it's the first year it's fruiting, so we won't have too high of expectations, but it looks like we're definitely going to get some apples. This is very promising. Here's our kumquat. Last year, this produced a lot of kumquats. that is. Keep close tabs on your leaves, on your trees, on everything really, because that'll be your first sign if you're having a problem. But this is blooming. Look at that, it's starting to make some fruit. But last year we got a whole bunch of kumquats, so I'm so excited. Yeah, we got some more blooms here. The big thing with fruit trees really is just figuring out how much water they need and the nutrients that they like. Like for example, a lot of the stuff growing here actually likes a little Epsom salt, but you don't dare put any salt on a kumquat. Kumquats do not like Epsom salt. Let's come over here. Oh, this is the firebells. Do you remember me saving seeds from the firebells? I think the one that I transplanted that I started from seed actually died, but I think the one that survived is a Veronica. I'll have to check the front yard and see if that's still making it. Whenever you transplant stuff here, it's always, you just don't know. You have to give it a little time and see how it works out. But look at this firebell. This thing will just keep growing. It'll get tall. We'll be pruning it back all summer long. I don't like it to get too tall because I don't like to have too much contact between the different trees that we have, because it makes it easier for bugs of a species to go from one plant to the next, right? And I know they can fly, but if you make it easy for them to crawl from one thing to the next, they will do that. I think that's how we ended up with mosaic virus in our lemon a few years ago, is the fig tree was touching the paddle cactus, was touching the lemon. And this looks pretty ratty from the wind, but we are getting lemons this year. Look at this. This here is going to make it. This is going to make it. There's a lot of these. Once they start getting bigger, you know, once they get past their initial stage, like look at this right here. These are definitely going to make it. We've got a lot of these setting on, so we are very thankful. This year we're going to get lemons on this tree. Paddle cactus, yep. Here's a fig. Look at that. Can you see those in there? You see them? These are going to be so good. I'm going to have to keep close tabs on these because the finches that we call the sugar babies, they love the figs and the apricots. Speaking of the apricot, let's go over here. You can see it's been just dropping them. There's quite a few left on it, thank goodness. And these are actually the biggest this has ever made. But this tree has a problem with borers. And I really feel like it came that way from the nursery, I'm sorry to say. There's a lot to be learned when you're selecting fruit trees. Really, really look at them closely. But let's see if I can show you the bottom of this. I've treated this tree multiple times, and I don't see any active sap on it right now, so I guess they're not active, but the trunk of this tree doesn't look real good. And unfortunately, you see all the apricots that fell off here and the netting and whatnot. We are going to get some beautiful apricots on it, but I just don't think this tree has a chance, which is too bad because these apricots are delicious. Super delicious. But the tree has really been pretty stunted, and I think that's because of the borers. You can probably see a little better from here. See how cracked that is in there? If you look really close, you can see it's got some damage. And we did cut out some of the bad wood, but I feel like the borers have gotten into the trunks possibly, so I don't think we can save this tree. I'm sorry to say. I think I'm going to make apricot jam with these and or eat them fresh, whichever ones don't fall off or they get ripe. And our pistachio. This is a tree that you have to have a male and a female. And last year this didn't put anything on, the year before it did, but this is looking to be the best year we've had so far. And these are great desert dwellers. They really don't like that much water, and if you give them too much water, you're probably going to kill it. So if you live in the desert and you have some time to develop a tree, it takes 10 to 20 years for these things to produce. Definitely plant a pistachio and plant a fig. These figs do fabulous. In fact, I have another fig here. A friend of mine, we did, I don't know, I guess it's called air grafting. And the figs we've had success with it. This is one of the ones she had. It's a different variety. I think it's Desert King. It's a different variety than mine. And yeah, definitely adding fig trees to this yard because they produce and they don't need much water. They don't wilt. In fact, that even got stepped on by the neighbor's gardener. They were pruning their tree that was hanging into our yard, and when he jumped down, he stepped on this, landed on it, and broke it off. But guess what? It's pretty hardy. It's coming back. No big deal. And this is the little grapefruit that when the grapefruit dropped grapefruit last year, it actually produced some more grapefruit. And I don't know if we're going to get a dwarf grapefruit from this or not, but we have a viable grapefruit here. Now the big question is it going to make it next to this wall? This is a hot wall. So we're going to make sure we can keep enough water on it. And it will get some shade here. This bird of paradise. Did you see my yellow bird of paradise? This thing gets really pretty big and it fans out. It will create shade not only for these guys here, but it's going to create shade for this blackberry over here. A lot of strategy involved with gardening here. Some things need shade, some things don't. This is a Marionberry blackberry. It's going to be its second year for us. It survived our summer last year, and so this year we're hoping maybe we'll get a berry off of it. We'll see. This is also a hot wall though, and blackberries do like sun. So it's kind of an experiment. We like blackberries. It'd be great if it grew. Bird of paradise. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for walking with me, and thanks for joining me in the garden. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.